people feel that we're glamorising drugs. We're certainly not glamorising drugs in any way, shape or form. You need to watch this film to understand how it destroys lives and how men get stuck, and women, in a rut, and a man pushing 50, where does he sit in society now? You know, sort of white, working class, middle-aged, his optics are wrong, and can he break the cycle? Yeah. But I understand how this game works. It's up and down, you know. So at the moment, I've been blessed with some brilliant work put in front of me, and I've been able to shine. You never know what's around the corner. I'm about to, you know, go off and do the second season of Rivals, which is an incredible job for me as well. So the Tash will be back very soon. It's a good era for me that people think that the relapse happens when everything's going really badly for you. Yeah. In its dark days, and it's like, oh, you know, I need something to get out. It's actually not. It's when life becomes quite mundane.
You say that.
Everything's going quite smoothly.
There's a line in the film, isn't there? Yeah. It's the normal, it's the
There's
mundane.
many lines in the film, Chris, yes.
Yeah. There's many lines of different... Yeah. But that jumped out at me. It's the normality
The normality of life is
you.
what catches up with you.
Virgin Radio.
Next guest is an actor and presenter, and if he's not at West Ham, you'll find him in the cupboard marked National Treasures.
Ooh.
His latest film, Marching Powder, hits cinemas this Friday and hits them quite hard and in the face. And if he's selling, put us down as a buyer. It's Danny Dyer.
All right, Danny. Happy, not happy with the intro?
No, look, listen, it's all good. I don't know about national treasure. Strong words, that is.
That suggests that you're like 70 or 80 years old, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, you know, Elton John, and that's a national treasure. And I mean... I think you've got to win a couple of Grammys, ain't you, to be a national treasure?
I think you on the way, mate, on the way.
Well, God bless you.
All right, Danny Dyer, Marching Powder is the film. The film company said, "Can you please describe it as a comedy?" Answer: no. Okay. But it does have laughs in it. It's a love story, is what it is, and it's a good love story. Do you agree, Danny, or not?
Yes, it is a love story. Actually, it's a very different film. It's mine and Nick Love's. It's our 5th collab. So we've made 5 movies together. We haven't worked together, which I found out recently, which freaked me out. 18 years it's been.
Tell us about Nick Love, because I love him. The first thing I did was wait for the end credits. I thought, who's written this? And Nick
Love, who's somebody that I'm hopelessly in love with. We're bang in love with each other. 2 straight men that, you know, are quite obsessed with each other. And Nick's an interesting cat because he's an important filmmaker. I feel that cinema's. It's got a bit bland, a bit dull, a bit safe. Yeah. And he does make a film with attitude.
Oh, my gosh.
And authenticity, which is the key. And so, look, listen, he's been in recovery for about 38 years. So he's still quite obsessed with drugs and the idea of it and hedonism. And, you know, so he sort of writes for my alter ego in a way. And he tells these stories. And we've always said this thing where it's his brain, my mouth. Some writers write for certain actors. And the musicality of it is just perfect for me.
Yeah, and so I wrote this down. Sexy Beast, Love, Honour and Obey, Kingsman, This Is England, Kes, Layer Cake, Scum, Nil by Mouth. Do you know what I'm talking about with those observations?
Yeah, no, absolutely, for sure. I think what we're trying to tackle here is trying to do something different. But it is ultimately a love story. Now, people, because of our association with Football Factory, it's just going to be men running around headbutting people, you know, a lot of violence in the air. Well, there's a bit of that, but I think we set the tone early from the opening. And from, you know, the first big tear-up has sort of punditry, sort of commentary going over it, you know what I mean? So it's actually quite safe. But we're trying to tackle addiction. And I think some of the campaign as well, people feel that we're glamorising drugs. We're certainly not glamorising drugs in any way, shape or form. You need to watch this film to understand how it destroys lives and how men get stuck, and women, in a rut, and a man pushing 50, where does he sit in society now? You know, sort of white, working class, middle-aged, his optics are wrong, and can he break the cycle? Yeah,
and it's very lock-stocky as well. It's lock-stocky. The slow-mo scenes, the commentary scenes, over-action scenes is interesting. It slows down. There's fourth wall, breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, well, that was a big thing for me because obviously when I read it, I was like, wow.
What is that for people who don't?
Well, okay, so breaking the fourth wall is a bit like there's a film back in the day, which is an amazing film, Alfie, Michael Caine. I think he was the first one to do it. Fleabag. Is when you, as a character, you look to the camera, you talk about what's really on your mind, and then you go back into a scene. So I think we've got the balance just right. Yeah. Because I think it's important that, going back to what my character should represent, White Van Man, actually is quite intelligent. And it's all about the masks that we wear for different people. You know, we all do it in different scenarios. And, you know, so it was difficult for the other actor.
We wear a mask to ourselves sometimes.
Well, yeah, but we're the only one that knows our own true mask.
But if we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because personality is from the Greek word for mask, isn't it?
I'm glad you're not looking at me for that answer because.
Well,
Persona. I think Persona is.
Go on.
Yeah. So you have on the Cub Scout badge for entertainment, you have the laughing and crying, the mask, the two masks.
Yes.
And that is that. I think that's from the word persona, and personality is about wearing. So your personality isn't your character. Your character is different to your personality.
There you go. So it's very interesting, all that stuff. And I think breaking the fourth wall goes, oh, well, this is really what's on my mind, but this is how I'm going to speak to this person.
Yeah.
So, I think we got the balance right. Like I said, you don't want it too much because it can become quite irritating. Also, as an actor, you need to find a different voice when you're doing that. It needed to be punchy and quick when I'm talking to the camera and the audience and letting them in, and then when I go back into the scene. So it was all fun stuff to play. It was a tough shoot, I'm not going to lie.
But you're flying out acting wise. So you just finished with Kiefer Sutherland. You just wrapped.
Yeah, we just did a film called Tinseltown with Kiefer.
What's going on in that?
Rebel Wilson. It's a Christmas movie, and it's a lovely little jolly film. And they asked me if I wanted to be in it. Now, I'm a massive fan of The Lost Boys. It's something that I, as a child, I still watch it now, and it excites me. And Stand By Me, all these sort of 80s films. Kiefer being one of my heroes. Now, I've never really had an opportunity to work with someone of that calibre, and so I said yes to it before I read the script. I said, I don't care, because all my stuff was with Kiefer.
Yeah.
And I met the man. He's everything I expected him to be. I fantasised about this for a long, long time. The same as Rebel Wilson, a beautiful, lovely woman who I got on really
By the
well
way,
with.
how sharp
Very
is that
kind,
cookie?
very kind, generous. And so we went up to Harrogate and Knaresborough, Wetherby. We filmed this cute little Christmas film, and I think people are going to be quite surprised at it.
How do you fit into that cast?
Well, it's got a lot of great people in it, and I'm sort of the dark entity of it. You need a dark entity in a Christmas film, at least to pan out well at the end. But of course, I'm sort of the one I'm sort of with Rebel Wilson's character. We have a child together. We've just split up, and she's the choreographer on this pantomime that Kiefer is going to do. And they sort of fall in love, and then I start to get jealous. So it's a bit of a love triangle between, and that man is this: me, Kiefer Sutherland, and Rebel Wilson.
Love it.
That's a spin-off in
You
itself.
couldn't make it up, but somebody has, thank God.
Yeah, no, it's incredible.
And Kiefer, you do get the vibe. He's been in here a couple of times.
Yeah.
He's played for us, actually. Played some music for us.
Yeah.
I think he did. I think he's played some music for us. He's definitely been in with a guitar in front of him. You do get the vibe that a Kiefer Sutherland set is a happy set.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that right?
Yeah, no, I found him quite. He knows what he wants.
Yeah.
And I love to get from A to Z as quickly as possible.
And it's cool,
Chris.
good vibe.
Very smart man, knows his game. He's 58 years of age. He's been around a long time.
Yeah.
You can think of some of the work that he's done. So,
Well, 24 was off the chain.
Oh,
wasn't it?
and what a piece of work that was, by the way. Brilliant, groundbreaking stuff.
That set the foundations for so many shows now.
Of course it did.
The Yellowstones and all that kind of stuff.
He's just got a way about him.
Oh,
And so I watched him from afar, just, sort of studying him, and, the cut. I like the cut of his jib.
Yeah.
And I didn't declare how much of a fan I was. He did send me a lovely text after, and which I shall cherish.
So are you in the most purple patch, the deepest purple patch of your career at the moment?
I don't know. I've been around a long time, Chris.
What does it feel? What does it feel?
Well, it's great. I'm riding the wave, and I understand. I feel like I've had these sort of purple patches before, and you feel bulletproof. But I understand how this game works. It's up and down, So at the moment, I've been blessed with some brilliant work put in front of me, and I've been able to shine. You never know what's around the corner. I'm about to, go off and do the second season of Rivals, which is an incredible job for me as well. So the Tash will be back very soon. It's a good era for me, the Tash
You're
era.
sort of beginning, aren't you?
Yeah, no,
Is this how it works?
yes.
You start with a beard.
Disney on me a little bit,
So funny.
listen, I've got this week.
Because you don't want to grow a tash on its own.
No, not too early, because it looks I'm too keen.
Right.
So so anyway, this week's very important to me. Obviously, the film comes out on Friday, so once this is out, we let it do the business it's going to do. Hopefully, people go to the cinema, they go and watch it. They go, and I will say this isn't the lads going up the cinema, bringing sort of stag do's. This is something. It's got something for everyone. This is one to go with the missus, no doubt. And I think there's something in there for everybody.
So the film we're talking about is Marching Powder. In cinemas this Friday, 7th of March, and we're hearing some sold out dates already as far as bookings are concerned, which is great news.
Amazing.
What's this other film you're doing on your own? 90 pages of script.
So I went to Ireland in January.
Done already?
And I did a film. We shot it in 10 days. It's called 3 Quick Breaths, and it's almost like, Chris, I got sent the script and I was like, this is amazing, but can I do it? Because you're on your own on a phone. It's almost like an episode of The Twilight Zone. It's like this guy has the worst day of his life, and he's a football agent, so he's not a very nice man, and he's upset a lot of people along the way. And I don't want to give too much away about what happens to him, but he's a man who's just come out of rehab, weirdly. Don't know why I keep getting these parts. and so he's 3 months clean.
Hang on a minute, so round of applause, just round of applause for that
cheers,
line.
thank you very much. So,
Come on, thank you very much.
so his, I don't go too mad. And so his day gets gradually worse, and all this
funny.
stuff, all the people he's wronged, start to come back and haunt him, and so he relapses pretty quick. So we shot it in order. I came to work every day. I put an earpiece in. And there was other actors in this film I never met that was in another room 3 doors away or whatever it was, under a tent, talking to me through an earpiece. It was a very mad discipline. I had to learn 15 pages a day. But you know what? I did it. And I think
How'd you do that? How'd you learn 15 pages a day?
I saw none of Dublin, Chris.
No, but how does that work? Because
You become obsessed and you go, right, I'm going to film all day. I break it down into segments. I had it in a folder. Symbolically, I would rip out the pages for the next day and I would watch this folder get smaller and smaller and smaller. And it was like, I'm nearly there. Now, I did enjoy this process, but I did go slightly crackers because I was in the studio, come out the studio, go back to my hotel room, sit in the same spot, just learn. You drill it, repetition. Do not go to bed until you know that it's embedded in your soul. And then you go to sleep, get up, back to the studio, same thing. And unfortunately, it happened at a time because I had 2 days off when the storm hit. Storm Ewan, and it was really bad in Ireland. So it was like a red alert, no one was allowed out. So the one day I had off, I just had to sit in that hotel room again. I just started learning lines again. But I was thinking I could have done with another week to shoot it. But then I thought, I don't think I could have done another week because I really would have gone insane in there.
Right, back to Jack Jones. So Danny plays Jack Jones, an ageing, drug-taking football hooligan who feels increasingly irrelevant in today's society as he struggles to keep his family together. And he does get on the wagon. I mean, he does fall off the wagon.
He does.
I thought you were going to... I thought your character.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to stay on the wagon. But he doesn't.
Well, he tries.
Yeah, he does try. But the fact is he doesn't. And that's clever.
That's the thing. I think what with addiction is that, people think that the relapse happens when everything's going really badly for you.
Yeah.
And it's dark days and it's like, I need something to get out. It's actually not. It's when life becomes quite mundane.
You say that.
Everything's going quite smoothly.
There's a line in the film, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's the normal, it's the
There's
mundane.
many lines in the film, Chris, yes.
Yeah. There's many lines of different...
Yeah.
But that jumped out at me. It's the normality
The normality of life
kills
is
you.
what catches up with you.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so he babysits his son, it all going well. He's actually going to put some clothes in the washing machine for the first time. He's going, I'm going to become a domesticated goddess. And then within the genes, he finds some drugs. And then he goes, it'll be fine. Yeah. I'm a good man now. And of course, the spiral again, and he relapses worse than he's ever relapsed throughout the whole film. You do think, how is she ever going to forgive him?
Yeah, so one drink is too much, 100's never enough.
I've got absolutely, and I understand there's a lot of people out there that struggle with it, and I wish them all the best, and I hope they find some peace today. And it's a strange thing, the brain, and we try and control it, and we try and look after it, but it's always quite a negative thing, our brain.
So how old are you, if you don't mind me asking, IRL in real life? How old are you now?
I'm 47.
Right. So any midlife taps on the shoulders as far as, because you have the dad bod in here, you refer to the dad bod as well. That's in there as well.
I'm topless quite a lot in it. I think you've got to celebrate the belly and the breasts.
The old belly going.
Well, yeah, there's a whole segment when I'm sort of looking in the mirror and sort of being really nasty to myself and saying you had it all. And the point is that he had so much potential, this character. So why has he spiraled into this madness?
So what echoes of midlife are you experiencing?
Well, I'm very much like Jack. There's a lot of me in Jack, and I feel like now I'm a grandfather. I'm very grateful for being a young grandfather and having my health. I love the fact that my clan is getting bigger. I'm very protective of them. I love them so much. I feel like I'm a much better father now than I've been over the years. It's every day's a lesson.
And responsibility can be a great cure in itself, can't it?
Absolutely, of course. And going back to the film, it's really important that you conduct yourself in a certain way because, your siblings and your clan, they sponge off of you and they pick up these nasty traits. Yeah. So you've got to be on it.
And the words are not enough. It's actions, isn't it?
Actions. And show them the way forward if you can. But like I said, every day's a lesson. We just try and... What is life? It's decision making. Yeah. It's trying to make the right decisions. And we make a lot of wrong ones over the years.
Well, human beings are made of mistakes. That's one of my favourite phrases. And if you don't make any mistakes today, you're not trying hard enough.
How do you recover from it? And how do you...
You can hide in the shadow of mediocrity or being average.
Love
And
it.
that just leads to isolation.
Love it.
And what's the point? You know, life is there to be lived, and life loves those who
Love
live
that.
it.
And when do you get the most creative? You know, we all stay safe. You know, we never put our head under the water, but I feel that once you do put your head under the water, that's when you become the most creative.
Well, I think we got away with it. I think we got away with talking about marching powder,
No, I'm
didn't we?
grown up now. Like I said, you know, I'm a grandfather. No, I've calmed down a lot,
No, I'm not
Chris.
talking about you. I'm talking about like.
Oh, we're talking about the actual
movie.
film.
It does have laughs in it, but it's not a comedy. Definitely, it's a drama. I'll give you dramedy. It's definitely a love story, 100%.
Okay.
It's very honest. It's very out there. It's very Ray Winston. It's very Love, Honor and Obey. And I'm sure Nick Love won't mind me saying all those kind of things.
of course not.
It's straight. It's great. It's great. Can we have a round of applause for Danny, please?
Thank you so
Nick,
much.
the whole gang. It's out this Friday. Marching Powder. You have to be ready for it because it is more than ready for you. So you have to meet this film where it is.
Yes, go to the cinemas.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like you said, it's not just a London film, this, by the way. This is for the whole of the country, and we've gone for a big release.
Well, Grimsby gets a very early mention.
And Bolton, big up the Bolton.
Tranmere.
Yeovil? Oh, Tranmere, yeah, God, yeah.
And there's another Ville, but I'm not going to say where that is.
Yeah, best not to,
No,
Chris.
we did all right. We did it.
Yeah, thank you, my man.
Woo-hoo!